Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to the show. Got another cast for you guys on the cards for you guys today. This is going to be, I'm going to try and do 2 for 1 today. So get this one up at the same time as I get Scooby's cast up. This one was submitted by Tolik. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So please submit your casts, guys. Makes my job way easier. If you guys got a cast that's got some fun stuff, I'm not gonna cast like a 10-minute raffle stomp where everybody control Ks because the best player in the game got eliminated. But yeah, if you've got a good game that's got some good action in it, send it my way. I'd be more than happy to cast it and upload it. It's definitely easier than me trolling through the vault to find replays. So let's go ahead and introduce the players. Up here in the northern corner, starting off with Team 1, we've got Dr. Egg. He's going UEF, going first land, and then capping all the mass extractors. His teammate is going to be Tolik. We'll call him Tolik. Down here in the southwestern corner, going Cybran, opening first land, grabbing some power generators after that, and then using his commander to scoop the rest of the mass extractors. Moving over to Team 2, Tolik's mirror is going to be Beef of the Taco. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some beef in my tacos. He's going to be playing Cybran, going first land in the southernmost corner. And then last but not least, we have the Penguin of Doom, going Seraphim, opening first land. Already moving his comm out, looking like to the middle. So this map, I don't see this map actually a whole lot. I think I played this map maybe a year ago, but there's a good amount of reclaim here in the middle in the form of buildings as well as some pretty large rocks. Players do not have an immediate access to a hydro. You have to kind of get around these cliffs to get to the hydro. And even though this is a 2v2 map, this is a 5x5, so we should expect to see lots of action kicking off in the very near future. So while everything is getting kicked off, I wanted to thank everybody for watching the videos, the tips that I've gotten. Some of you guys, I would assume guys that have watched better casters than me, like Guile, Jagged Appliance, people like that, have given me some tips. So I'm going to be trying to implement those as I get into the cast, as I continue honing my casting skills. So if you guys have tips or things that you prefer or things that you don't like that you think I should be doing as from a casting perspective, leave them in the comments below. As long as they're constructive criticism, like I like doing this, not you suck, you're an idiot. I don't really appreciate that. I don't think anybody really appreciates that. But so we got the players expanding out to kind of their side areas, primarily Tolik and Dr. Egg. So Dr. Egg's looking to grab this hydro, get this mass point. There's a lot of good reclaim back here as well, so that can be a really good way to get a leg up from a resource perspective. These 3 poor civilians will run, of course, into some taco beef and his commander down here as he secures his little expansion down on this side. Tolik's moved his commander into what I would call a pretty aggressive position. I would say that this is probably Beef's mass extractor, but he doesn't care. He's going to get out there and he's going to tear it up. Penguin of Doom has set up a little defensive emplacement with a Tham around this mass extractor, so looking to limit Dr. Egg's expansion. Got some comm on comm action down here. These guys just exchanging blows as Tolik loses that expansion point. Some good spam coming in from Beef of the Taco as well. And we see Penguin of Doom looking to move into the middle and claim these, claim the reclaim here as well as the buildings. But he's going to take a lot of damage from these plasma cannons. Plasma cannons do good damage to commanders. Doesn't help whenever a building gets in the way either, especially a UEF agricultural center. Funny how this thing doesn't seem to have an issue shooting through it though. Well, Penguin is going to lose like almost all of the HP on his commander. We'll probably have to bring in a couple of Zooies to mop up the rest of that. T2 upgrade coming in for Dr. Egg himself. I can imagine a Triad creep would be pretty strong on this map. And Tolik doing a good job of reclaiming. This looks like patrol reclaim, but it's still all the same. That's good. And yeah, we did have to bring in some Zooies. And this guy's playing real fast and loose with his commander HP. And it looks like he's going to destroy these instead of reclaiming them. I think you get more mass if you just reclaim outright, which might be a little bit of a mistake. But down at the bottom is Talik is running into some of Beef's spam. Could do with pulling that spam out and letting it just support the comm-on-comm engagement, which is what he decides to do. Best just, I guess, to keep Talik contained to this corner. Because he does have good expansion. He has more resources available. Beef is also expanding out to this side as well, so that's always good to see. Yeah, everybody's just looking to make sure that they get their factories up and running. I do have some defensive emplacements coming out from Beef of the Taco, so these guys are both Penguin as well as really all three of these guys are really loving their PD, because we have our first triad up for Dr. Egg, so that triad T2 point defense creep becoming a nightmare of a reality for Emperor Penguin here, narrowly avoiding a volley of Zooey fire as he eats the next one. Also going for some mass upgrades, so already got one max up to T2. So from an eco perspective, Team 1 does seem to be leading at 12k total accrued versus 9.5 total accrued. We can chalk that up to probably the T2 mexes, as well as the pretty good reclaim that I think both of these guys have done. I'm not seeing quite as good a reclaim being done on the Team 2 side of the map. Well, Team 1 does still have these nice little pockets, but by and large, they've scooped a good amount of reclaim. Gun speed and range heavily assisted coming in from Talik. So looking to get aggressive with his comm. Gun is just so devastating if you can get it up quickly on small maps like this. So we'll see how he can use that to his advantage. Dr. Egg still playing real fast and loose up here with his comm, and Penguin looking to wall off these expansions. Alright, and here we go. Talik moving in with his commander. Needs to mop up these auto guns before he gets his spam in range, otherwise that'll be bad news bears, which is what he's doing. Now, Beef of the Taco is about to lose the fight to Chicken. We all know Chicken isn't as good in tacos, but whenever Chicken has a much better gun than your Beef does, it's kind of hard to argue with the Chicken. So Beef will send in his spam and then think twice about it whenever his comm comes under fire. So I don't know if he's going to have a good answer to this. With no upgrades on his comm, his T1 spam will not be able to hold out here. And man, Talik just wailing away on the comm. That comm down to 6k HP already. There's some interceptors looking to park, so it's probably not the best place to park your planes in the middle of a war zone, but they're here for moral support, you know? These autoguns, though, have locked in, and there is spam coming in from the south, so Talik could be in a spot of trouble here if he doesn't move his comm and just keeps eating point defense fire. Man, this game, these guys have no fear for point defense. Anybody. Talik, Penguin, nobody is afraid of point defense. Me, I see point defense, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm out. But they mop it up. It looks like Penguin is coming in to assist. Penguin's got a good amount of spam coming in through the middle, which he's cleared out, and he's also reclaiming all of these lovely UEF civilian buildings. Talik sees the threat and begins running, I think. I'm not sure. I guess he's just evading, not really running away. The spam, though, not being microed, and that gun comm will take it apart. Especially because it doesn't look like Penguin moved his comm in to assist opting to let his spam blunt the blow to his teammate instead. Man. Zooies, when they hit, they do damage. Some point defense though, covering the retreat. Very forward thinking. I'm always panicking. I'm like, oh my god, people are at my base, I should build point defense, and then they never end up getting built. These guys are great at forward thinking on their point defense. But yeah, Talik is going to be able to mop up the rest of these guys with that gun comm. Up here at the top, we do have some clink hammers being thrown down. Dr. Egg's been pretty quiet from a unit production standpoint. Hasn't really been introducing a lot of pressure. Just been doing his point defense thing and is now dropping a clink hammer. But this spam, if it moves quickly enough, could get in and do some damage as long as it can get out of range of this triad. Down here at the bottom though, again, Talik getting his comm involved, taking down another auto gun. He's doing a great job of following the rule of if you aren't firing with your gun comm, then you're wasting it. But this firebase is going to get overwhelmed. And that newly constructed clink hammer will go down, unfortunately. Well, maybe. Yeah, it'll go down. Will it? Yeah, it's down. So, I mean, I guess if you have enough triads, even though they have a low rate of fire, they'll deal with spam pretty well. So now, Dr. Egg has to deal with these bad guys that are taking out his T2 mass extractors. He doesn't really have great unit production. He's just building Lobos out of his factory. Penguin looks like he's getting ready to do some drops. Get some drop action on the cards. He's got several T1 transports getting queued up here for various mixtures of THAMs and Zooies. It looks like it's all THAMs. This one looks like it's going to have some Zooies, as well as an ISIL, T1 mobile AA. Dropping these really right on top of Dr. Egg's commander. But those triads, man, those triads have a longer range than I thought. They can reach all the way back into the back of the base, so these drops will get cleaned up in short order, and the last one redirected to this point down here to take out this Hydro and this expansion mechs. Probably not a bad idea. At least you can get something out of that instead of dropping them into triad fire. That mechs will fall. Hydro soon to follow. Talik up to 3 ranks in vet. His comm has just been plowing through T1 spam here. From an eco perspective, though, we are seeing Team 2 catch up. So Team 2 at 29 versus 30. Remember, about 7-8 minutes ago, they were almost 25% down from Team 2 was almost 25% down from Team 1. There's just oogles of reclaim here, though, if you can get out here and claim it. And we will see how much damage these Zooies can do kind of from the back line. And another drop coming in from Penguin over the top. There is AA here, though. There is a Tracer. I don't think that Tracer is going to be able to stop it, though, before the damage is done. Zooies will begin engaging. Ooh, Talik could go for the kill here, potentially. I don't see any good reason not to. There's no spam there, but he thinks better of it. It's always so easy for me to say, just because, you know, I have the eye in the sky, right? I know everything that's going on in this game. I know all. And he should go for that. Whenever in reality, these guys don't have quite as much intel as I do. Wow, this is bad news for Talik here in the bottom corner. Does have some auto guns that can engage, and these Mantis will be able to mop up these Zooies, but not before they take a hefty chunk out of his economy. 2 mechs is down. I think both of those were T2. And then spam coming in from Beef of the Taco to try and deal with the comm. But that comm is now up to 4 ranks in vet. Throwing T1 units is not going to work at this anymore. It's not going to work against this anymore. Like, you need to get to T2. You need to start throwing some rhinos or some hoplites. It's 14 minutes into the game, guys. Get some T2. Get some T2 units on the field. And that is what we are seeing from Dr. Beef with some mongoose on the field. I'm loving the symmetry of his base. It's just very, very pleasing to the eye. I think that Talik has had it with with the spam coming in from the north, from Penguin and Beef pressuring him from the east. And this could be a kill if Talik commits. Come on, man. Commit. You got to get in there. You can take him. You have the gun upgrade. He doesn't have an upgrade. You got 4 ranks in vet. And yeah, it looks like he's getting in there and committing against Beef of the Taco. Penguin scrambling to help with some T1 spam, but we also have Lobos, and lots of Lobos coming in from Dr. Egg up from the north. And whew, Beef of the Taco down to like 800 HP there. Talik senses blood, is not ready to give this one up, even though it might cost him his life. T1 bombers are, I don't think there's any air control from Team 1. These T1 bombers just basically have free reign to do whatever they want, and now they're beginning to focus in on, well, it looks like they're beginning to focus in on the comm. Well, they're doing more harm than good, taking out power generators from Beef of the Taco. Here we go, now they figured it out, sort of. Talik pushing further though. Oh man, Penguin's comm is here too. Neither of these guys have gun though. So I'm not really sure how this is gonna play out, but Taco is done playing this game. Is just gonna do what damage he can and go down valiantly. Well, nope, he's gonna run away and he's not gonna make it. Alright, so Beef of the Taco gets taken down by his Talik. I don't know how Talik is gonna get out of here though. Like, I can't really see anything though. So we got Penguin there at 9-7 if you see down in the bottom corner. And oh, Talik at like 8-4 with a gun upgrade. Oh, this could be bad. And Penguin just control K's out. Yeah, so Talik would have won that exchange. Even with the T1 bomber support, that would have at least been a draw. Wow. Action-packed game, let me tell you. I love these 5x5 maps. Want to see more of them. This one, and then I think there's another one. I think it's called 4-Leaf Clover that always leads to really fun 2v2 matches, even though they are pretty quick. Wow, that one was only 17 minutes long. Didn't feel like 17 minutes. All right. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it there for the day. If you guys have any additional all right, we're going to pretend that I didn't start that sentence because that sentence, I didn't know where I was going with it. So we're going to start this sentence instead because now I know where I'm going with this sentence. If you guys have any games that you want me to cast, please submit them. Best way, and I'm working through the logistics on this one. So as far as how to submit games, I think the best way to do it is just going to be to leave the replay ID in the comments below if you guys are comfortable with that. Because the FAF friend system doesn't work actually if my client isn't opened. I figured that out while some of you guys were commenting like, hey, I couldn't find you, and I was like, that's weird. And I realized that if the FAF client is not opened, then you can't find people on FAF in the FAF community. So I think that's a little bit of an oversight. Hopefully the devs end up fixing that because I think it'd be really cool to be able to add friends and build a community outside of just people that are online. But anyway, I digress. The best way to send me replays right now is going to be commenting below. I'm working through some of the logistics around whether I want to set up a Discord server. People have asked about subscriber games. So I'm working through some of the best ways to help facilitate that process. I'm thinking a Discord server will probably be the easiest, but if you guys have any ideas, please leave them in the comments down below on how I can deal with that. Until next time, stay well and stay safe, as God would say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.